Happy Monday. I was almost about to say Tuesday. This was a very fast, long day, but we here anyways. So happy Monday. I know my lives have been far and few and in between, but I'm excited for the live today. So, oh, Divinity is because I have a special guest who's going to be joining me today, and we are going to have an amazing conversation today. Hey, Divinity.
What's up, girl? What's up?
Whew.
Busy
Nothing.
day?
It's been busy, but not like the day really went by really fast.
Did it?
Yeah, I have some conversations I'm going to put on TikTok because, I can have a little bit different talks over there. But yeah,
Okay, okay. I love
how
that.
about yours? How about
You know
yours?
what? I was chilling. It's raining now, so if you start hearing thunder and lightning, I need to get a mic. If you start hearing that, it's raining.
It's okay. It's okay. I put my earbud in just in case. Uh, so if my background gets too loud, just let me know.
Okay.
So I'm excited to have you on today. So we're going to have a very interesting conversation. So I really haven't dove into a lot of what I do on my regulated page because, well, school. But me and Divinity actually met, was it last year? Year before
Oh,
last?
it's been a while. It's been since we were in Dantel. It's been like 3 years, right? Has it been long? Like
Has
about
it been?
3 years? Mm-hmm.
Either way, we met in another coaching program. Okay.
Yes, yes.
And we are under the same leadership with our amazing mentors,
Yeah.
now seven-figure spot check.
7 figures, spot.
And
Yes.
this is why having a network is so important and having people in different area codes that you can always tap in with. And this is
Yes.
why community is so important and people don't get it, especially when it comes to business.
So
So
true. So true.
introduce yourself, and then we're going to jump into why this conversation is going to be so important.
So I am a Divinity Cross. I am a massage therapist for about 20 years now, but lately I've been tapping into spinal flow technique. So if your body is feeling overwhelmed, and that's like the regulated woman, right? The body is feeling overwhelmed, super stressed, anxiety. What I'm realizing is that the thoughts that we have is a strong reason why we are in a state of dis-ease. Not only what we eat, but what we think. So I am here to talk about spinal flow technique and letting the audience know that the body can heal itself if it has the opportunity to do so.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So, for those of y'all who are not following my Regulated Woman page, essentially how this all came about was earlier this year, maybe last year. I honestly just woke up and was just like, I want to do something different. I wanted to tap into a different layer of prevention, but I wanted to tap in with something I feel like people are not touching a whole lot of. And I experienced burnout myself last year, or maybe it was 2023. Maybe it was 2023, or maybe it was last year when I actually started to deal with it. And being on the other side of burnout, I know I'll never go back. But in order for me to never go back, I had to learn what my body really needed
Mm-hmm.
to function and to thrive.
Yes.
And being on this side of burnout, there are a couple things that I say all the time that I'll never go back to. I'll never neglect my sleep. I'll never neglect my health. And I'll never allow myself to get into a state where mentally I'm checked out.
That's huge. Just that, even that acknowledgement, that's huge.
And so, no matter what happens with
Mm.
my schedule being crazy, those are things that I know that I can't afford to do that because me allowing myself to be in that state caused my weight to be out of control. My
Mm-hmm.
cholesterol levels were through the roof. My temper was very short. I hated everything about everybody and everything. And so, focusing now on nervous system regulation when it comes to thriving and not just surviving, and understanding my fight or flight and understanding my body, Divinity was like, Janisha, this is amazing. So
Mm-hmm.
Divinity shared with me on spinal flow technique, which I had never heard about before.
Yes.
I knew nothing about. Yes, those are the non-negotiables. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
never. And so when we were talking about just my journey to the regulated woman and what that looked like and how I got to this point, and now understanding that, I need to talk more about these things, I was like, a lot of people don't know, one, what nervous system regulation is. A
Yep.
lot of people have no idea what spinal flow is,
Mm-hmm.
and
No
like
idea.
what that looks like for our bodies when it comes to, listen, the state of our healthcare system right now, when I say it has blown up
Mm.
in flames, you can't rely on just going to your doctor and
Not
getting the
100%.
answers
No.
because you're not going to get that.
And they only give you what they know, what they went to school for.
That's
This is like a nuance. So they're not
it.
going outside of what they feel like. This is what I learned in school. This is what it is. This is how it's going to help you. But never stepping outside of the boundaries of, hey, there is something else that can possibly help my patients. And a lot of it too now I feel has to do with the insurance companies. The
Oh, girl,
insurance
let's not
companies
even talk
are
about.
not
Let's
even
not
allowing
even get.
doctors to
Oh
practice
no,
at all.
we healthcare is. Well, we'll have another conversation on that. But as a massage therapist, what made you say I wanted to tap into or seek out something like spinal flow? Like, what made you go get
So,
certified in that
yes,
and
great question.
explore
So,
that?
as a massage therapist, working with over 10,000 people, each body is different. So, it's like I'm introducing myself to somebody's body, but I'm also introducing myself to some internal struggles that I'm not even aware of.
The
So
energy transfer is
I
huge.
am feeling, and not even that, it's the blockages, how hard somebody's body is. I don't know what traumas they had in the past. I have you for 50 minutes, and I'm supposed to take my elbow and barricade through your life in 50 minutes. And when I saw that now I'm in my 50s and I'm like, okay, this is my life's work. But what else can I do, because I'm going to burn my body out attempting to help others. It's everyone wants to go deep, 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 deep. And I think
Hmm.
that's also avoiding our emotions. So go deep, deep, deep.
I,
If
hmm
I do lighter work, I'm able to actually tap into your nervous system better than if I'm burrowing my elbow through. Can you go deeper? Can you go deeper? And to me, it gets to a point where it's just like we want to feel pain and thinking pain is a part of our healing when it doesn't have to be. So I I was thinking like maybe I should do like Reiki, some type of energy work, and then I was on Facebook and I saw spinal flow technique and I was blown away. And that was just like, okay, I need to tap into this. And I had no idea that we are missing the boat on the nervous system and how important it is to our healing and our life. So that's how I got
Yes.
into spinal flow.
So talk to us about what exactly is, as a massage therapist, is deeper than just massage. So what is spinal flow and how are you using your background as a massage therapist to tap into this different modality that you're doing now?
Right. That's a great question. And going back to feeling bodies, I didn't really know what I was feeling. So we think like, oh, I'm just feeling knots, right? But having the knowledge and being a spinal flow practitioner, I know that that's your emotional layer. Okay. I know that you're feeling stuck. I know that you're not able to speak your voice. You're cut off. You're not really speaking your truth. So now
Hmm.
that when I work with people's bodies, I'm able to move them over to spinal flow because I'm seeing, hey, I see it's something a little more going on, and I would
Hmm.
like to do some gentle, effective work other than just massage on you. And let's see how that works because spinal flow is super gentle. I'm accessing the sacrum, which is right here above your butt. For people, because sometimes it gets too medical. So right above your
Hmm.
butt,
Hmm.
and I'm tapping the head, and I'm just doing that really softly and gently, and that is helping the nervous system to relax. It's giving the nervous system an aha moment that I can heal, that my body can heal. It's just tempering down the anxiety, tempering down the stress. So that's what spinal flow technique is. It's blockages that are in the spine, and it is
Hmm.
created with our thoughts, our either emotional, physical, or chemical situation that's going on in our bodies. And something as simple as me just touching, I'm not doing the work. Your body is doing the work. So that's what spinal flow technique is.
So when me and Davinia were having this conversation about it, because I didn't know nothing about it, of course I went and looked it up. And
Research. Okay.
I definitely did because I was just like, this, I don't know what this is.
Right.
And when I started to research and start looking at these videos that I was seeing, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, it is, it looks like people are like having like outer body experiences.
And you know what?
So, but
So
you
what?
told me that's not everybody's experience.
No, it's not.
So, what is it that you're saying you're using the mind, you're using their body, and you're opening them up? But like break down for people, because I tell people all the time, people don't
Right.
have the same background that we do.
Right. So basically, I'm
So,
tapping.
what do
I'm
they, what
yes.
would they
So
expect?
by me putting my fingers on you, tapping above your butt, like I said, that is allowing a wave to occur in the body. And so in your spine, it has blockages. You are blocked. It's stored energy. It's trapped. So I think of it like a telephone cord. Remember how we used to take the cord and shake
Hmm.
it? So your spinal cord, right? It's just wrapped around like a telephone cord. So with spinal flow technique, it's like, hey, let me just tap you a little bit, and the body is just starting to. So when you see in that way, that's the body like, okay, I don't have to protect you in this way because really the body is protecting us. When we get tight and bound up and constipated and all these things, in addition to what we eat, because that's a large component, but I'm telling you, what we think, mind over matter, is so true. So spinal flow is really just allowing your body to just connect with itself, plain and simple.
Okay, I love it. So the question was, LA Wellness says, how long is the recommended session and is there immediate result or effect?
Yeah, so there are immediate results. So I do an assessment so that I can see your blockages. I don't really have to hear your story. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to hear somebody passed away. I had trauma as a kid. Somebody touched me in a probe. I don't have to know the story because your body is talking anyway. Your body telling your scoops. Your body like, you know what I'm saying? It's telling the story. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? We feeling it in our gut. We're feeling it in our head when we overthink. The body is basically snitching. All the pain that we feel in the body is like, hey, are you listening to me? So I'm gonna give you a headache because I need you to pay attention to yourself. Right? So the sessions, it starts off with one, but what I like to say is this didn't happen to the body overnight. So I like to do no more than 10 sessions minimum, just so the body can tap into itself. So the very first session, clients, able to sleep better because one of the main components of just being blocked up here, having all the thoughts in the head, is struggle with sleep and headaches. Those are the two main things. And many people, my shoulders hurt, even like this area, like this little hump, I got one right here. That's where your
Hmm.
emotions are stored. So all of these things that are going on in our body and it's showing up and it's manifesting, it's going to take more than one session for spinal flow. But great question.
So a lot of things that um, I hear a lot of times with a lot of women, they don't realize that they don't understand the difference between the stress and the burnout.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people don't realize that the dysregulation doesn't just show up. A lot of people, I told my clients all the time, when it comes to, let's say my labs, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
your lab work tell a story that your body, that your mouth is not saying.
Come on now.
Clients all day are gonna lie. Okay,
Yes,
you
yes,
gonna
so
lie all
true.
day. Oh yes, I sleep
Yes.
8 hours a day. I eat a proper diet. I exercise 3 times a week. And you're gonna tell me all of these things. Then I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
take them labs and
Okay.
I'm going to see those triglycerides are
Mm-hmm.
way over 200. I am going to see that A1C is creeping up closer to diabetes than we think.
Mm-hmm.
Your
Mm-hmm.
labs are going to start telling the stories that you are not.
Come
And
on.
so it's the same thing when it comes to the nervous system and the regulation and what your body
Mm-hmm.
is saying. Divinity is looking at it from a perspective of the therapist and a massage therapist and how her touch and how she shows that up. I do the same thing when it comes to lab work and when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to nervous system regulation. I'm listening to the things that you're saying.
Or
And a
not saying.
lot of times, or well, I'm listening to what you're saying, and then your
Okay.
body is telling me something different.
Okay, gotcha.
Because my across the room assessment that I have been trained on as an ER nurse, I utilize that in my practice. So my clients can literally walk through the door, and in 10 seconds, I can tell you everything that's going on with your body.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can tell if you're not sleeping, I can tell if you're in pain, I can tell if you're holding back something, I can tell you where your stress level is. All of these things I can tell in a matter of 10 to 15 seconds.
Mm.
So then when I get your labs, I'm looking at you like, now
Right.
how often are we doing these things? hmm And so a lot of times people don't realize we carry everything in our bodies.
Every single
We are
thing.
so used to, as Black women, we're going to push through some things and,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I can take it, and oh, I can just deal with it, and this is just what I'm supposed to do. And but your body
Right.
gets to a point where you said it forgets to feel safe.
That's it. That's it. That is it. It forgets to feel safe because you could be eating all
And
the things, you could be doing all the workouts, but then your job is the catalyst to everything. All of your stress is like sitting at that job, and so even though you're doing the workout and eating properly, it's still something missing. So go ahead.
and so we have to help individuals get out of this survival mode
Mm-hmm.
because that is what's taking so many people down. The world is stressful as it is. Okay. You walk outside every day and it's a stressor. Don't
Yep.
get on social media. That's just going to catapult your stress level even before you even walk out the door.
My
And that's
leaves
why it's
outside,
so,
just my leaves outside, and knowing that's my responsibility, it's a stressor. It triggers me.
it's a stressor every single day. And so it's understanding how we got to get our body to be back into a regulated state.
Yes.
And I was telling one of my clients, I'm like, some people are so used to being dysregulated, they
Mm-hmm.
don't even know what regulated looks like or feels like. Because your whole life, like you were saying, you don't have to tell me what traumas you've had. I
Nope.
can feel them. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to tell me, your body is going to tell me that. And so, a part of my own wellness journey, I started going to acupuncture. And acupuncture completely opened up the world of my body is telling a story that I
Mm-hmm.
didn't even know I had.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
And doing tongue analysis and sitting down with
Mm-hmm.
an acupuncturist and letting her tell me about the organ clock and, looking at Eastern medicine versus Western medicine and
Mm.
picking
That's a
up the
whole.
feelings and the
Yes.
emotions and everything that my body is carrying that I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that this was being manifested in my own body.
Mm-hmm.
So putting these two, and this is why the spinal flow and the nervous system regulation was like a
Yes.
chef's kiss
Yes. Yes.
because it's allowing us to tap into a different version of you that you probably didn't even know was there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So having for someone who is unsure about like the physical regulation and how emotions and mental regulation play in this, how do you feel like spinal flow is going to help women to like reconnect or connect with their
Yeah.
body and stop ignoring the symptoms? And I say connect or reconnect because there are some women that have been so disconnected from their own bodies,
Mm-hmm.
they don't even know that they are disconnected.
Because it's normal, right?
Mhm.
It
And
has become commonplace. But if you're carrying anger, you're thinking anger, that anger is going to eventually manifest in itself. When we look at lupus and we look at MS, or any autoimmune disease, women women have it the most. So why is that? What is it different about women and men? And why do women is that we're carrying all the burdens, we're unable to release, we have traumas, we don't feel safe. So those are all the things like women we put so much in our cup. But are we putting love in our cup? Are we putting consideration in our cup? We're putting a to-do list, another to-do list, another to-do list in our cup. And so, like you said, the body is dysregulated. So just I think just women just getting more education.
Mhm.
and knowing that. And I love that women are coming together and creating safe spaces, because I
Mhm.
think that's a lot of it too. Women being in safe spaces and not feeling like they have to carry every burden themselves. So
Mhm. And a lot of times I tell my clients, I'm like, this is a multi, just like your care outside of my practice, but
mhm,
this is a multi-level when it comes to a multi-level care plan
it is.
because I don't have the willpower, nor do I want to be able to do all the things.
Yep.
Everyone has a specialty. And just like you're not going to go to well, you shouldn't go. I have to let me say this. You should not go to your emergency doctor for a gynecological problem.
Hmm.
And I say should because it happens.
Right.
But I'm not going to go to an ER to deal with my women issues. There's a specialist for that for a reason. So
Hmm.
you can't expect to get every single thing done by one person, and you shouldn't want that because
Yes.
everyone has a specialist. Everyone has a specialty, and I have my zone of genius. Divinity
Hmm.
has her zone of genius.
Yes. Yes.
Everyone has their own zone of genius, so you have to allow them to function in their zone. So
Yes.
I'm going to give my recommendation to you and do the things that is supposed to be for you on this side. When it comes to preventative wellness, that's my wheelhouse.
Yes.
Divinity is going to do the things on her wheelhouse, but you might be the person where you might need to go sit down with a therapist and unpack some things because I can't give you the tools that you need in order to unpack those things.
And that's so powerful. And just to know that the body is so resilient and can heal. I don't know why it's a reverb, but if the body is so resilient and it can heal, and that there's so many different, like you said, acupuncture, reflexology, massage therapy, cupping, cryotherapy. It's just so many different. And I say pursue them all. Your body needs you. Pursue them all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And everyone thinks that, oh, well, I'm just going to go to this one person and they're going to fix all the things. And I'm like, no, I refer half of my clients go to my acupuncturist.
Mm-hmm.
And I refer them to her because I'm like, there are things that I feel like acupuncture is the end all be all for everything. Okay. I feel like it'll
Hmm.
fix everything.
Right,
So for
right.
me, I am that firm believer in I'm going to send you to my acupuncturist for you to be able to get a different type of care than I can give you. And
Mm-hmm.
that is true. We function from an empty cup and forget to do the same thing that can refill. That is true. I tell
Yes.
every single one of my clients, if you have to charge your phone every single day, you have to do
Come
the
on.
same exact thing
That
to
is so
yourself.
true.
If
Come on
you
now.
cannot go through the day without, I have to charge my phone multiple times a day because I'm always on it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have to charge my phone multiple times a day, that means I have to do the same thing with me.
Mm-hmm.
Because when your phone dies, can you use it?
That is
It's
so true.
useless to you.
Just
So
that
just
analogy,
like
that's
I
so
have
true.
to, I tell all my clients that just like you recharge your phone every day, you have to recharge yourself every day. You can't wait. And I have so many people that be like, oh, well, I do something for myself at the end of the week.
Mm-hmm.
So you run on empty 6 days to recharge one.
And that's even what, even though we're talking about spinal flow, but as a massage therapist, if you just want to celebrate yourself on your birthday, so all the days, it's only today you want to get a massage and celebrate yourself. And you want me to fix everything in 50 minutes that you've
Hmm.
been carrying around not only 365 days, but since you came into the world, since your mama held you in her traumas and her stress and her womb, and when you came out and how you came out, and
Ooh,
I'm supposed to
baby,
do that
let's
in
not talk about
50
the
minutes?
generational part. Mm. That's
Yeah.
that's a
So,
whole in itself.
yeah.
So it's important to. So how do you think that, or how do you feel like with spinal flow helping women to reconnect with their bodies to stop ignoring different symptoms? Like how can spinal flow help them reconnect with their body cues?
Well, I would say as far as my clients, they can't really put a handle on it, but they know that they need it. It's the way they
Mhm.
feel once they receive the session. They like, I don't know what I just felt. I felt like my body left my body, if that makes sense. And so they are slowly tapping, slowly letting those shoulders down. I'm starting to feel where they was once having so many blockages in their neck. It's slowly beginning to release. So even though it's so new for the United States, but it's not new across the world, they are just feeling something that they've never experienced before, and they're craving more sessions. After 10, okay, I need to continue this because it feels like they're able to be present for themselves in life, to show up in a better way. Because keep in mind, once I give you a session and you get outside, that life starts all up. Those problems that you had is still there, but the body, like you say, is more regulated, so it's able to deal with it more effectively and efficiently than it could if you just did nothing at all. So,
Love that. Love that. So we can't be afraid to tap into different modalities that may be
mhm,
uncomfortable for us.
yep,
So a lot of people, and I use acupuncture only because that's my experience, and there are
mhm,
so many people who have been unsure about it, and I have had to refer to them and what's your experience and well, why
mhm,
did you do that? And so many people are, going to use my words wrong, correctly. So many people are resistant to
mhm,
try things that they don't really know much about
mhm.
because of their perception and what they think that thing is about.
That's so
So
true. That's so
acupuncture,
true.
for example, people saw the movie Nutty Professor and saw that Nutty Professor had all those. You remember when Nutty Professor he had all those needles they put all over him because he was trying to get
What?
small. And so people associate that
That's so
with
funny.
acupuncture. And so they think
Wow.
that that's what it's going to be. And so they don't want to do it.
Mm.
But I tell people, you're not afraid to try a new restaurant and you don't know
Oh,
what they're cooking in the kitchen and how that food is going to do to your body, but you're not afraid to go try it.
yep. You know, right,
So it doesn't equate to me
right,
sense.
right. Well, that makes
That's
sense
just
when you put
me.
it that way.
So you have to be willing and open because again, like I said at the beginning, we cannot we can no longer rely on our healthcare system. You really couldn't rely on it before, but you sure can't rely on it now
Hmm.
because, like you said, insurance premiums are going through the roof. There are more people who are chronically sick.
Hmm.
We have more people who don't have coverage of insurance, which means they are going without proper care longer, not being able to afford medications, not
Hmm.
being able to care for themselves like they need to because they're relying on a system that is not built for them
Hmm.
to care for them.
And it's overran, it's overburdened. It is what it is. And
It
like you say,
is.
it's us stepping out into community, introducing these different modalities, and ways to allow the body to process and heal.
Right. We have to go back to being responsible for yourself. Okay. And
Hmm.
I say that with a grain of salt because I do know a lot of people who are not that way. But ultimately, you have to make the decision of how you want to live your life. It all comes down to the quality of life. And
Yes, it
what
really.
quality of life do you want for yourself?
Hmm.
Do
And
you want to be the
also,
person who is bedridden and can't do anything by the time you turn 60 years old?
hmm and I think also just processing, giving them the space to give themselves permission. A lot of times it's just simply giving ourselves permission, knowing that it is possible. So I
It
think
is.
the education component is going to be really key because, like you said, it's so new. If they thinking about nutty professor and acupuncture, that's crazy.
Girl,
I would never even think that.
girl, when I tell you so many people, it's crazy.
I'm like,
But we have to be accountable. We have to take ownership. And we have to
hmm
take responsibility for our own health and our own bodies and our own lives and that of our family and those of our kids and all that. We have to take responsibility for that.
yep,
And in order for you to take responsibility for that, you have to be able to make the decision that I want something different.
hmm hmm
I don't want
and
to live
pivot,
like this. I may,
pivot.
yeah, I want. I made the decision I didn't want to be fat anymore.
Yeah.
And
Right.
people's like, it's just so hard to do. It's not. You have to decide. I
Mm-hmm.
decided I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
live that life anymore. I didn't
Right.
want to have that experience anymore because I know what comes with me having a BMI over a certain amount, a certain number. I know what health complications come with that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just me not being comfortable in my clothes.
Okay.
Like
That
so
is
many
so
things
true.
come from that. But
Yes.
I understand our healthcare climate. I have been a nurse for 10 years. I get it. But at the same time, you have to decide that you want to do something different.
Hmm. And we're holding on to it. It's how we were raised. We were raised with the healthcare system. So
Hmm.
we're holding on to it for all of our results, all of our healing is going to take
True.
place
But I mean, our healthcare system was a little bit better when we were growing up. A little bit.
back in the day, huh?
I will give you it was a little bit better. I
Girl,
can actually say that.
girl. Hmm.
But you're right. It all boils down to the decisions we make and also accept the consequences that come with it. And that's the part people don't want to accept the consequences.
Hmm.
They want to make their decisions and want somebody else to accept the consequences, and that be the problem.
Right, right, right.
Because then you mad at me because of the choices that you made.
Hmm.
I didn't decide that for you.
Right.
Now,
And we
if
all
things are
we all
decided
have
for
choices.
you, that's different.
Hmm.
There are things that happen that are beyond and outside of our control. I get that. But the things that are in our control and that are in our
Hmm.
wheelhouse, we have to
Right.
take responsibility for those things.
Hmm. We do. We
So,
really do.
for someone who is interested in spinal flow or has questions about it, what would you say to them?
So, if you have questions about spinal flow, I am located in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm maybe the only I'm sorry, the only spinal flow practitioner in the state. So I do encourage if you have questions, look up spinal flow technique, Google it, and then it will have a directory of spinal flow practitioners in your city and or state. And do that. You can also DM me on Instagram, and if you're not in my area, or if you get a group of people and you want to try spinal flow, I am willing to travel. If you get a group of people together, I can travel to you. But definitely, if you have any questions, just DM me on Instagram.
Yes, so me and Divinity are working on a lot of things in the background
Yeah.
because in figuring out what is going to be best, the girl got to finish school first, okay?
Hmm.
4 months
She's
left.
gonna finish school. She's finishing school.
4 months left, okay?
Yes.
And then I'm out that piece. But we're definitely working on coming up with something that is going to be mind blowing for y'all because I understand that so many people have no idea when it comes to spinal flow, nervous system regulation,
Hmm.
preventative wellness, functional medicine, integrative medicine that people don't know.
Yeah, and I'm formulating an ebook. Stop getting on my nerves, because remember that's the
Mm,
saying. That's getting on my nerves. Stop getting on my nerves. It's really real. You're on my
hmm
nerves, literally.
hmm
So
Literally, please let them go. So I am excited for what's to come. We're going to do a lot more education on
yes.
spinal flow technique, how that um, fits in with nervous system regulation,
Hmm.
and just really like break this down for more people to really understand there are options available,
Yes, that's so true.
and
They sure
they
don't
don't
know.
know.
That's right.
They have no clue.
Mhm. Yep.
But we are here to make sure
And I'm
that we
excited.
can. Oh, I love
Yeah,
it.
I
Like
am
being
excited.
able to bring these type of conversations about and sharing the knowledge and we're going to do some in-person stuff and this is
Yes.
just a nice
Beginning.
cute little
Little
introduction
intro. Little
because I was
intro.
just like people have no idea what that is.
They don't.
Divinity
They
is
don't.
like people have no idea what it is that you do either, and I was like,
Yeah.
so I'm excited. I'm so glad that we got to connect again.
Me
I'm
too.
glad that we get to
Well,
stay in connection.
yes.
But when we get to see each other and you come down to Atlanta, it was always so
Yes.
great. And this is the power of community
Mm-hmm.
because Divinity is in Missouri and I live in Texas.
Right.
And we get to meet up once or twice a year in Atlanta
Uh-huh.
and it's always a great time. So this is why community is so important. as an entrepreneur because you
Yes.
never know where a collaboration will come from.
Mhm.
You never know where your next business venture can come from. You
Yeah.
never know. So you have to be open, do good work, and be a good person, first off. But outside of that, if Divinity wasn't a good person, if I ain't know her, then I'd be
Right.
like, no, girl, I have no desire.
Right. Right.
And vice versa. If she didn't
Right.
know, if she knew that I wasn't about their life, then she would have been like, that's cute. She wouldn't have never approached me about it.
Right.
So you have to be a good person and do good things,
Mhm. Yes.
but then be open to the possibilities on what can come from. You never know. So
And
that's
just
my two
open to
cents
the
on soapbox.
possibilities of healing. And let it be
That part.
fun. Goodness, can it be fun? Can healing be fun? Just can we have a little fun
We're
and
working
heal?
on that part. We're working on that part. Because they real people do not think everybody thinks that wellness and healing is painful and a long drawn out process, and it
Sweet
doesn't
old
have to be
sweet
in Jesus' way.
chariot. That's what they
But we're gonna get there at some point.
Yes,
So I
yes.
appreciate you so much for
Thank
joining me on
you so
live,
much. This is great.
and this was a really great conversation, and we're definitely gonna schedule to do these more often,
Yep. More
and
often.
break some things down break some things down, do series,
Yes.
and you are so welcome. Thank you so much for the interaction and the questions.
Yes.
And yes, integrity is definitely everything. Okay, that's one
Yes.
thing you ain't got to worry about me. I just don't operate in
Okay.
business like that, and divinity doesn't either.
Mm-mm.
So it was so great to talk with you tonight,
Yes.
and we are
And
going to do
thank
this again.
you
I
to
know.
everyone who's listening. And I hope you all, wherever you are, think about your nervous system and just think about you. Love on yourself. So,
Yes, and we will be back with more information. So, y'all, until later, y'all have a great night. Stay rooted and stay
bye.
regulated.
Bye, everyone. Bye.